What's up YouTube? Today I thought I'd do a video on my Ton AR15. This was actually the first rifle I ever bought over 5.5 years ago, and I made some alterations over the years, and I thought I'd talk about it because I finally finished the rifle. It's cold! First thing I did with this rifle when I bought it was I changed out the stock. I did not like the mil-spec stock. It just didn't feel comfortable, and I went with this Magpul CTR. I really like how it locks and it feels secure, and the way it feels in my shoulder just feels natural, so I really appreciate that stock over the mil-spec. I also went with a Magpul backup sight. This was actually the first sights that I had for the weapon. And then I went to an EOTech sight. Now, the reason I got this thing was just because it looked cool. I wish I could say I did some research and I came to a conclusion that, oh, this is the best sight for my rifle. No, I was like, hey, that looks badass, I want it. And I slapped it on. I've grown to like it as I've used it, but there was no logic behind it when I purchased that sight. So I just kind of slapped something on that looked badass. Same thing goes for this quad rail. Midwest Industries quad rail. I really do like the looks of it, and as I've used it, I really like being able to adjust where I lock things on the rail. Going on to no research and just putting things on for the hell of it, I got this UTG flashlight. I actually had to look at the flashlight to remember what it was because I saw it, I picked it up, I realized it was big, it was metal, and it was cool looking. It's not a very good flashlight, and half the time it doesn't even want to work and it burns through batteries, but it just looks cool on the rifle. I actually at work carry a better flashlight than it's on this gun. Went with a Magpul front grip and a Magpul rear grip, and I just really like the way it feels. There's a storage compartment down there, and I'm wondering if I should, bag up some Allen wrenches and put them in there. Because I constantly find that I have like something coming loose, and it would be kind of nice to have at the range. So for the upper receiver, I kind of stayed original on the internals, like the bolt carrier and the barrel. I stuck with Ton parts. I was at one point going to change out the bolt carrier for a reliable, but I never saw an issue with this bolt. I mean, I never had any reliability issues, so why replace what isn't broken? But, if I ever find that there's something wrong with this bolt, I might replace it with a reliable bolt. But I did change out the charging handle to a BCM charging handle. Man, that feels so comfortable charging it. And I also have a Troy Industries bolt release, which you can see it wraps around here and goes to the bolt release, allowing me to release it with my trigger finger. I really do like it because it allows you to hit the bolt release and the mag release with the same trigger finger. Makes it a lot quicker in my opinion and a lot more comfortable to me. Now I upgraded to a Geissele 2-stage trigger, which has an amazing trigger pull. It has a little bit of play, so it has just a little bit of a take up and an amazing 3-pound trigger. Now this rifle came with what I believe to be a Stanag magazine, and it barely qualifies as a magazine. If you haven't seen my video, I have a full video laughing at this thing. But it was giving me issues when I first got the rifle, and as soon as I realized it wasn't the rifle, I just had a really bad magazine, the day got a lot better. It is a very reliable firearm and a very accurate firearm. So I got a Black Hawk single point sling, which goes around like this, allows the rifle to hang around here. And then it goes onto an adapter that I have held in by the castle nut. And it holds in right about here. I really do like it because I can put my arm up like this. I find it comfortable. Or I can put it to the side like this. And I don't think it gets in the way when I'm shooting. And it always keeps it tied to me. Now, I don't remember what this adapter for the sling is. I actually completely forgot the brand. It's been so long since I've done any work on this thing. But I do like the way it feels. And it's quick detachable. You squeeze these two little prongs, it comes off. You want to put it back on, it takes very little effort. And so if you have multiple people at the range and one of them doesn't want to have a sling on it, which is understandable, it comes off quickly. Now at one point I was thinking about going to a gas piston system instead of a direct impingement, which this is currently, but I never found a reason to switch over because it was completely reliable as it was. I left a lot of the components like the mag release and the buffer spring alone because I never saw any use for it, and I never thought that I needed to upgrade because the firearm was working just fine with what it had. One thing I've noticed about Delton over other budget AR-15s is I really can't see a lot between the upper and lower receiver. For example, the Ruger AR-556, you can see a lot between those two. But with this, it's actually pretty hard to see anything. If you look by the detent pins, you can see a little spot. But other than that, there really isn't any gap between the upper and lower receiver. Now, that's just a cosmetic thing, but I really do appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I've been wanting to make a video on this thing for a while, but I wanted to do it justice, and I wanted to make sure that the firearm was finished before I even started. I really do like everything on this firearm now. It's accurate, it's fun to shoot. It's definitely heavy because of that flashlight. Man, I feel my forearm just right now getting tired just from holding this thing up. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up in the future.
Go for it.
See, this magazine doesn't like to hold back the bolt.